Hello folks, welcome to Outdoors with Bud. I'm your host, Bud Fields. You know, along with my segments I try to cover information that I think might be interesting to you. I get a lot of people asking me about binoculars, and golly, it can get so in-depth. There's so many manufacturers, there's so many price ranges, there's so many numbers associated with binoculars that can be mind-boggling. Now, over the years, most of us guys realize the older that you get, your eyesight's not as good as it was when you was 20, 25 years old. And binoculars are very handy to have. It doesn't make any difference if you're hunting, you're fishing, you're camping, going to sporting activities, football games, basketball games. You want to be able to see and see good and clear. And a good pair of binoculars is something that I highly recommend. Now, what is the best brand? That's just like Ford, Chevy, Volkswagen. A Volkswagen will take you anywhere a Tesla will. It's whatever you want. It's a matter of opinion. You're the one that's going to be satisfied with it. Now, to begin with, binoculars, they want to know what the numbers stand for. Okay, let's say like a 7 by 35. The 7 is the magnification of a binocular. That means if you're looking at it with your eyesight, you're seeing it the way that is. With a 7 by 35, that 7 means you're going to be looking at that animal or that bird, that deer, whatever it is you're looking at. It's going to be 7 times larger than life size. Okay? You can get them basically in like 7 power, 8, 10 on up. Now, the second number, like the 7 by 50, for instance, the 50 is the size of the lens, and the stronger the lens is, or the higher that number is, it allows a wider field of view from the woods or into an open field. If a deer's across the field, you're going to be able to see more of the background along with it other than just that deer. And also, the higher that number is, the more light can be obtained by that binocular, which is going to help you out in low light conditions. Now, a lot of people, I was guilty for years. I used to buy binoculars at garage sales. I bought them for maybe $10, $15. Yes, they were magnified, but the quality of the lens and the quality of the product was not very good. And this year, I completed my 60th year deer hunting. I probably have owned 20 or 25 different pairs of binoculars, different sizes. They've got some that are so small that you can carry in your pocket. But they're lightweight, they're compact. A lot of people like those. But they don't have near the power, and they don't have near the lens, the magnification of what you're wanting to see. And through the years, I have probably spent enough money on bargain binoculars. Some of them look good because they were camouflage coated. It doesn't make any difference if they're coated or not in camouflage or black. But I recommend buying the best set of binoculars that you can afford. Now, you can buy them upwards. I know some of them can go as high as $4,000 or $5,000. A few years back, I decided I was tired of just settling for bargain basement binoculars. I bought 7 by 35s, I bought 8 by 40s, I bought 7 by 50s, and I never really owned a pair of binoculars that I really, really liked. So I would sell them, I'd put them in garage sales, unload them, and I would buy a little better one, a little better one. Well, finally, I told my wife, I said, you know, I'm tired of the bargain basement ones. I needed a pair that I could rely on. I went with a company, it was called Vortec. One thing that sold me on the Vortec is they have got an unlimited lifetime warranty. You buy the binocular, you pay for it one time. If I drop it out of the tree, if I bust it, they replace it, 100%. A lot of companies won't do that. If you drop them, you're just out maybe $100. I bought these and I went with the 1050. Now, the only thing about like a 1050, that is, I'm going to see the deer or the animal 10 times larger than life size. The higher that power is, the more sensitive the binocular is to movement. If you've got a little bit of a shaky hand, you might want to stay with a 7 or an 8 power. If you're fairly, and I've got a normally quiet, settled hand until I see the deer. Then I get a little shaky with buck fever. But I've had these binoculars now for 3 years, and I've never regretted purchasing these. Now, like I say, you can spend thousands of dollars on them. You can go to your local Walmart store, or maybe even like I did before buy some at a garage sale for 15 or 20 bucks. Some of them will get moisture in them. These are 100% water resistant. They're waterproof. They will not fog up on you, and it's really helped me see the deer off in the distance. A lot of times when they come in, you can't hear them. I like to be able to see them far enough away to where I can move and get in position for the shot. And the Vortec company, the ones I got here, this is the Vortec Diamondback HD high definition. And when you put these up there, I mean, you can watch the birds and the trees, the squirrels over 100 yards away and make them look like you can almost reach out and touch them. But like I say, they're very sensitive with the 10 power and above to arm motion or hand motion. But they're a good quality lens, and I would highly recommend them to you. When I first got these, I stepped out on the patio and we had a cornfield behind us. And I told my wife, I said, you can almost count the kernels on that corn, you know. And I sat out there in the backyard. I watched fox run back and forth across the field. I seen deer run out across there. And they're really handy to have. Now, the bigger they are, they're a little bit heavier. But I've had some that was much smaller than this that was a lot heavier than that. But the good quality binoculars, I think if you went ahead and bought them to begin with, I wish I'd have bought these years ago. And I like them real well. They're fully adjustable, and like I say, the warranty on them is phenomenal. And I talked to a lot of people that highly recommended them, but I've talked to the people at the company, and I recommended to some of the people that's got them. My grandsons bought them a pair, and we like them real well. And these are a lot more shock proof. If you should happen to drop them, I mean, I'm not saying if you throw them down on a hard rock, that's not going to do any of them any good. But like if you're hunting out of a tree stand, and of course I always wear that neck strap. I've got it around my neck, and then if I see a deer coming, I immediately get it up there and I get it focused in. The quality on this was well worth the price. Now these were just right at $300. There are some that's much more expensive, and there's a lot more that's less expensive. But whether you like the Vortec or not, I suggest that you consider, okay, there's going to be an investment. I think if I would have bought these back when I first started in 1964, I'd still had them hanging around my neck today. But I like them, and I highly recommend them to you. But talk to your friends, get an idea of what they like, because binoculars could make a difference in your success. Like I say, ball games, fishing, hunting, trapping, camping. Everybody needs a good pair of binoculars, and I highly recommend you check out the Vortec. So okay, folks, I want to thank you for checking in with us today, and we'll see you in the woods.